so that they could not return to their former appearance. Helcaros smiled and shouted that it was time to rise. The skull began to glow. The man offered to collect all their accumulated hatred and condemn it to such a sad fate. Ruffalin laughed. The man looked at the skull and thought that the cup was ready. Only the second ingredient remained, and it was the insane fear contained in this vessel. The skull glowed. Helcaros looked ahead and said that fear causes war. He smiled and said that if war comes, the king will also go crazy. The man turned around and said to follow him to the capital of Magenta. The hero tore off the lock. Lloyd smiled and said, "What is this? A symbol of eternal love? Are they kidding? We need to properly smash everything here. Smash it to pieces. If he doesn't have it, then they won't have it either." He tore off the locks and shouted to abandon each other. Abandon, say goodbye to your beloved Mion, say goodbye dear Hessen. Xavier asked if he really decided to become the main villain. He answered that he was doing justice equally for everyone. Parting. The fence was cleared. The hero wiped the floor and said that he still needed to take it with him. The voice asked why he was doing this. The fence began to glow. The guy covered himself. The artifact returned to its original form and fell to the floor. Lloyd looked at it in shock and said that it was Kyora. A system window appeared that they had obtained the main legendary ingredient Kyora, a bonus of 28 points. Congratulations, you have collected all the ingredients for Aotearoa. The hero stared into space. He pursed his lips. Xavier looked at him. The guy raised his hand and shouted that it was time to head straight to the next stage. He walked forward and said that their next stop was the Mermaid Kingdom. It was time to finish this quickly. The knight exhaled and thought that it would be nice to rest for a while before moving on. He smiled and thought that although this was not his style, Lloyd walked forward and thought that he could get everything he needed. The octopus waved at them. The brunette swam forward and asked the knight how many hardships they had to endure. He said that they built a suspension bridge in the capital, a railway to hell, an ice road for the orcs, a cable car in the desert, a bathhouse in the Mermaid Kingdom, and even a sports stadium in the field. The hero took a breath and asked why all the cool tasks